Finals are over, at least in this part of the world, and since I didn't have anything better to do during my vacations, inspired by many YouTube videos about college, I decided to share my experience in this topic, which is not that much. But before starting, I will give you a little context about what I study. I'm a third-year electronics engineering student in the Universidad Técnica Federico Santa Maria in Chile. As for Chile, it's not really a stable country regarding to education, so it's actually pretty common to lose a couple of weeks of classes during the year, and this year was not the exception. So now that you have a little context, we can move to the quote-unquote important stuff. Actually, my last semester started pretty normally, if you let aside the fact that it started 1 month after it was originally supposed to, but still. And believe it or not, I actually tried to do my tasks with time and be organized, and that lasted for like 3 to 4 weeks. Apparently, I wasn't good enough at organizing things, and I couldn't handle all the work that I had to do, thus, suddenly, it all went downstairs. I was at that moment when you can't think clearly and you actually believe that you're going to fail everything. So you will be asking what to do when you're in a similar situation. And I don't know, everyone is different, but this is what I did. First, I tried to relax and cool down again. And yes, this is definitely way harder than it sounds. College in general is a hard place, and it could be harder if you're far away from home, which is my case, or going through financial problems, or just having a hard time in your life. I don't think I could have done it without the support of my close friends and family, so try to search for people that you like to be with and surround yourself with them. If you can make your environment more relaxing to you, I'm sure your performance will improve. I know it's really hard to relax while you are in the middle of the storm, but if you can, try to have time for yourself and do the things that you actually enjoy doing, like fishing, swimming, running, or rowing a bank. I don't know, your brain needs to relax. Having 1 hour of full relaxation is better than spending 1 hour trying desperately to feed all the information in your brain and not understanding anything. If you're the kind of person that can study for many days in a row without taking a rest, that's okay. But if you're not, don't feel bad because you need some time to breathe. That is something that was really hard for me to understand. Then, I tried to lose the fear of failure and search for my inner peace. The possibility of failure is always there, but if you let go even a slight bit the fear, your probability of success will increase. When you fear to fail, you limit yourself to the things that you can actually do. And I don't mean that you have to become reckless and don't even think of what you do. But you have to embrace the fear. Failure is part of what makes us humans. You have to be willing to try new things and fail from time to time. And if you learn about your mistakes and always stand up, then is there any failure at all? Finally, this is related to the last point. You have to be willing to try new things, even when you study. There is no perfect way to do it. There is no one-size-fits-all. For example, in my university, many students used to say that to pass math, you have to do a gargantuan amount of problems, but that didn't work for me. Trying and failing, I discovered that I study better solving a few problems and reading a lot of math books. This is how I study, and it works for me. You have to find your own way to do things. It's just trial and error. Ensayo y error. But don't be afraid to experiment if nothing is working. There are many ways to study. Try to study alone, with friends, outside. Try to look for a comfortable place to you. Eventually, you'll find your own way. If you're looking for study tips, I won't give you any of those. There are plenty of channels and sites dedicated to this kind of stuff, and I'm sure that you have heard many times tips like the Pomodoro technique, the Corson technique, spaced repetition. However, one thing that really worked for me was taking naps, and I know this is more like common sense, but bear with me. Taking naps helped me a lot. With all the work that I had to do, sleeping for a couple of minutes, sometimes hours, helped me to work better. Also, always try to sleep well before an important exam or an assignment, and try to eat the healthiest that you can. I know it's really hard to eat healthy as a college student because of money and time reasons, but a couple of eggs and spinach and you are good to go. You don't have to spend a lot of money and time on it. Thankfully, everything ended up better than I expected. I didn't have any specific reason for making this video, I just wanted to share some of my random thoughts through my finals. I hope you enjoyed this grandiose display of video editing, and I'm planning to share more of my experiences in the future. See ya! Bye! Ciao, nos vemos!